Good morning, student. Today in theme 7, we will discuss about the next two topics. The first one is the aspiration of woman, and then we will discuss about the debate with the in Christianity. Now, the aspiration of woman. Under this topic, first of all, I want to describe you about the position of woman. Now, the new ideal of individuality and citizenship excluded the woman on that time. The male dominating societies were spread up and male were dominating on that time in the families. Education provided only to sons. So the education was only provided to the son or the son of the family, and but this opportunity was not given to the daughters. Younger sons were sent to join the church. They were sent their younger sons to join the churches or to giving the services in the church. There was dowry system on that time. The dowries were invested in the family business. Women generally had no say in how their husband should run their business, and the marriages on that time took place to strengthen the business alliances of their husband. Women on that time, the women just look after their houses or their house task only. Now, the position of women in the merchant families, in the traders families, they help their husband in running the shops. In the merchant families, the women they were help their husbands in running the shops or the trade or the other business. When the male members were away on work, when the male members were going outside the cities, okay, so then women on that time they looked after the business of their husband. When the merchant met an early death, suppose an incident happened with anyone, okay, and the merchant met an accident, then his widow prepared a public role. So then the whole work had to be seen by the widow of that person. Now, the humanist education and the woman. Women were very creative and sensitive about the humanist education. On that time, the humanism or the humanist education was spread up. So the women they were also like this system, like the humanist education. The women were very creative and very sensitive. They want to know about each and everything about this humanist education. The women challenged on this and they raised question against the idea that the women were incapable of achieving qualities of human scholar. So they were against the people, those who believed that the women were incapable of achieving or doing any type of the work on that time, because on that time there was the men dominating societies. Now I'm giving you the two examples. The first example I'm giving you of the Fadlik. Now, who was she? She was a great writer who was against the republic because they gave freedom to men only. On that time, she wrote about the against the republic or the government, because the government on that time they gave the freedom to the men only, not to the women. Then I'm giving the example of the Asbela. Asbela, she was a queen of Mantua. Mantua was a place, and she was the queen of Mantua. After the death of her husband, she ruled the state, she held the state, she looked after each and everything, the whole the administration of the state. Now, we will discuss about the debate with Christianity. Italy. Italy had linked with world due to trade, travel, military conquest, and diplomatic contacts. So the trade, Italy was very famous for all these things. But new ideas could not reach to ordinary men because they were illiterate. The new idea here, it means that about the new religion of on that time. The people, they were ignore, or they ignore of each and everything. They never knows about the humanism. Okay, so then after that we see that the new ideas were spread, the spread of new ideas in the 15th and early 16th century. Number of the universities were attracted to the new ideas of the humanism. So what's that new idea? New idea was the humanism. Okay, so the many universities on that time, they were also attracted to this new idea of the humanism or the humanist education. They emphasized to study the classical Roman and Greek texts and holy books of the Christians. On that time, they were also insisted the students that they had to learn or study the only classical Roman and the Greek text. Okay, and they must have to know about the Bible. So they were against the rituals. Now the people, those who were in the favor of the humanist culture or the humanist education, they were against the old rituals. Attack, attack on the church. Thomas More of England and Aramus of the Holland felt that the church had become the institution of greed, extorting money at will from ordinary people. On that time, these two, if we are saying that the social reformer like, okay, they were against the church. They were mostly attacking on the church. That these churches were only the institution of the greed. They also extorting the money. They were also uh, extorting means jabardasti lena. Okay, simple method was to sell indulgence, to accept their sin. On that time, the simple method, if any person doing any type of the sin or path, okay, so then they have to sell the indulgence in front of the Jesus Christ. After printing the Bible, people understand all these things were not permitted in the Bible. Then they, after reading the Bible, when they read the Bible and understand the Bible, so then they would also know about that nothing is also wrote in the Bible. Okay, so that all these things were only by the bishops or the clergy on that time in the churches. So the people on that time, they were against the clergy or the bishops and the popes on that time, because now they were knows each and everything, the truth of the Bible. Dissatisfaction among peasants and kings towards the church. The people on that time, they were dissatisfied from the dissatisfaction, we saw in among the peasants and the kings towards the church. The both the people and the kings, they were against the church. Everywhere in Europe, taxes imposed by the church were opposed by the peasant. As we know that the church also levying the tax. Okay, that tax were given by the peasant to the church. But now when the peasants and the ordinary people knows about the that what was written in the Bible, so they were opposing. They were opposing the churches, as well as they were denied to pay the taxes to the churches. Kings were also fed up by the interference of church. Now, in that time, kings were also not, they were not liked. that the interference of the church, it means that the interference of the bishops and the bishops or the clergy or the church in the administration of the kings on that time. Then we are talking about the donation of the Constantine. The donation of the Constantine. They were pleased when the humanists pointed out that the clergy claim to judicial and fiscal power originated from a document called the Donation of Constantine, supposed to have been issued by the Constantine, the first Christian he was Roman emperor. Okay, and humanist scholars were able to point out that this was not genuine and had been forged later. So then they were also against these the donation of the Constantine. Okay, student, thank you.